The only thing we're trying to figure out is where Harmony is, okay?
Okay.
Where's your daughter so we can check on her and make sure that she's okay?
Right now, I have nothing to say to you guys.
But that's not what I'm just asking where she is.
I have nothing to say.
If you know anything, like, if you thought you saw her, tell the police.
Did you believe she was still alive?
I did.
Why a judge would have placed Harmony in the custody of this monster.
I love my daughter unconditionally, and I did not kill her.
For more than 2 years, a little girl who was supposed to be living in Manchester, New Hampshire, had not been seen by anyone in authority who could confirm she was safe. Her name was Harmony. She was 5 years old, and the last time anyone from outside her home officially laid eyes on her was a brief interaction with police in late 2019. Her parents had already been separated for years, and in early 2019, a court had granted her father legal custody. Her mother had tried to stay in contact, asking for photos, video calls, anything, just proof that her daughter was okay. For a while, there were calls, then they stopped. Messages went unanswered, months went by, then years, with no direct contact. At first, people were told she's fine, that she was living with her father, that everything was normal. But as time passed, something didn't add up. She wasn't in school. She wasn't listed at any current address. There were no recent medical records, no new pictures anyone could verify. It was as if she had simply vanished from the systems that track a child's life. Then late one night, officers finally came face to face with her father, Adam Montgomery.
Show me your hands.
You guys want to code it all, or you guys good?
Keep your hands where I can see them. Step on out. Hey, keep your hands where I can see them.
What's going on?
What's your name, my man?
What? Adam.
Adam.
They didn't accuse him of anything. They didn't come with flashing lights or handcuffs. They just wanted to see his child, to confirm she existed, to confirm she was safe.
What's the problem right now?
All right.
Oh, wait.
Am I under arrest?
No, you're not. You're not. You don't have any warrants, sir.
All right, I got nothing to say.
Adam, right? Montgomery?
Yeah.
Do you remember me from the Elliott Hospital from a while back, man?
Yeah, I got nothing to say.
Right. So, hey, man, the only thing we're trying to figure out is where Harmony is, okay?
Okay.
So, the concern is that she hasn't seen you, right? You're not in trouble. Nobody said you're losing your daughter, right?
Okay.
So I want to make that clear. Just want to let you know I have my Bodycam on, too, just like everybody else is being on your video recording. So you just need to find out where she is. That's all I'm concerned about. I mean, you're not in any trouble right now that I know of.
Okay.
You have no warrants.
Okay.
So, where's your daughter so we can check on her to make sure that she's okay?
Right now, I have nothing to say to you guys.
But that's not what I'm just asking
Okay,
where she is.
I have nothing to say.
But when they asked him where she was, he didn't show concern. He didn't show panic. He didn't try to give a clear explanation.
So you don't care if your daughter's okay or not?
I do. Listen, I have nothing to say.
Is your daughter...
If I'm under arrest, you guys can arrest me.
I'm not saying you're under arrest.
Okay, I have nothing to say then.
You just don't care how your daughter...
I do. Obviously, I do. My kids.
Yeah.
About all my kids. Yeah, but other than that, I have nothing.
I remember you talking to me about it at the Elliott, because when you were up there, you don't remember me, John.
Yeah, I do remember.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was there to help you out then.
I know.
I want to make sure you're doing okay.
I know you do. I know you will.
And I have a job to do. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. I'm telling you dead ass right now, you're not in any trouble.
Okay.
I care about how your kids are doing, okay? My job is to check on kids, all right?
John, I appreciate that. I told you. I remember you from up there. I don't have nothing else to say.
He just told them he had nothing to say.
So you didn't do anything wrong. If you're telling me that she's in your custody, there's paperwork that says she's supposed to be in your custody, right? She's not supposed to be in mom's custody, right?
Can't be your mom's custody.
She's not in mom's custody. Because I talked to her. And she's not accusing you of doing anything wrong, but she's worried about her daughter. So how you guys work that out in court is up to you guys. But like I said, you have custody of her. You didn't do anything wrong because you have custody of her. So I just need to know that she's okay. If she's okay, I can say, hey, DCYF, she's fine. Like, we know where she is. We check on her. Cool. Like, that's the end of it. And I don't have to bother you anymore. You and your girl can go on your way as long as I know where she is and she's safe. That's all I really care about.
I have nothing else to say, John.
Harmony, I don't know where she is. Mom's concerned. DCYF is concerned. If you can get DCYF your back, wouldn't you want to do that? Like, do you want DCYF trying to track you down?
I mean, I'll deal with DCYF, man. Like, I don't.
But they're going to ask you the same thing. Do you want to keep dealing with them?
Whatever.
And that's when investigators realized this wasn't just a worried parent situation anymore. This was a child who had quietly disappeared.
So she's alive.
What?
Your daughter's alive?
Yeah,
You're sure?
I'm positive.
You're like, swear on your life.
I swear on my life.
When's the last time you saw her alive? You know that she's fine. Like, you can assure me that she's alive.
I know she's fine. All right, look, I have nothing else to say, guys. I really don't. I have nothing else to say to you guys.
But you can tell me, like, that. You can look me right in the eye and tell me that she's alive.
She's alive.
Dude, if nobody has seen her in like 2 years, they're saying, like, alive, like, I talked to your family. Nobody's even seen her either from your family. I know they're all down in Florida. They're concerned too, man. Like, I talked to, like, your brother, talked to your uncle, talked to your grandma. We talked to a lot of people, man. I'm not just fucking around with this. Like,
All right.
so, like, you understand, like, people stopped you. Like, they had us come out from the office. Like, dude, if my kid was missing for 2 years, like, I'd be the first one to start kicking doors down.
Up until right now, I had no idea she was missing.
To understand how Harmony disappeared, you first have to understand how she ended up in his care. Her parents separated when she was still very young, and after years of instability and involvement from child protection agencies, a court eventually placed legal custody with her father in early 2019. At the time, that decision was meant to give Harmony stability, but behind closed doors, that stability never really existed. Harmony's life had already been filled with changes, moving between adults, different homes, and a system that struggled to provide consistency. And when she finally went to live full-time with her father in New Hampshire, many believed things might finally settle down. But inside that home, things were far from normal. By the time anyone in authority started asking serious questions, Harmony was already gone. Not officially, not on paper at first, but gone from the world around her. By the time authorities fully realized something was wrong, Harmony hadn't just been hard to locate. She had vanished from every system that normally tracks a child's life.
The search for missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery has led investigators to Guilford Street here in Manchester. You can see here behind me, police have blocked off this road. The search itself is happening at number 77 Guilford Street.
Back in January, we announced that then 5-year-old Harmony likely disappeared sometime between November 28th and December 10th of 2019. Since that announcement, members of my office, members of the Manchester Police Department, the U.S. Marshal Service, the FBI, and other law enforcement partners have been diligently continuing to work this case. In total, these agencies working together have devoted thousands of hours gathering evidence and pursuing numerous leads.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. It's a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her.
It was like her name had slowly been erased, so they went back to the last place she was known to live, a quiet neighborhood in Manchester, New Hampshire. Neighbors were interviewed.
Manchester, New Hampshire residents are troubled and saddened over the disappearance of 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. On Saturday, Manchester police and other law enforcement returned to 77 Guilford Street to look for clues of her whereabouts. This is the last place where Harmony was known to live.
2 years, I mean, what happened to DCYF and all this, they were supposed to be taken care of.
Some said they remembered a little girl. Some said it had been a long time since they'd seen her. Others couldn't remember her at all. And when investigators finally tracked down her father again, they gave him every chance to clear things up. They asked one simple thing: help us find her. Tell us where she is.
So that's paperwork that's saying you gotta give up custody of your kid? Harmony. No, just being served it. So you're gonna have to produce where all that, where your daughter's at. We're gonna be taking your phone.
It's not my phone.
Okay, but it's ours now. So, you know how to get a hold of me if you decide you want to come down and have a conversation with me. But I think you need to do the right thing and kind of have more of a conversation with me. So we're gonna figure this out one way or another. It's not going away. It's gonna get really big real quick, and it's not gonna be good if we get on the wrong side of it. You know what I mean? So we've gone down this road before.
Yep.
You know how to get a hold of me, all right? You're free to go.
But instead of giving an address, his story kept shifting. The more investigators looked into Harmony's past, the more uncomfortable the story became.
He said he dropped her off. Mom came up from Mass around Thanksgiving of 2019. Mom saying, I haven't seen her since Easter of 2019. Girlfriend who lives here saying he brought her down there in Christmas of 2019.
This kid's dead.
Probably. That or they ditched him with a relative somewhere. They just don't want to give her up so the mom doesn't get custody. But, like, nobody's been concerned enough for this long besides mom, who's kind of...
What, 2 years?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think the fall of 2019 was the last time anybody had, like, eyes on this kid.
Okay.
But the kid was 5.
Right.
So barely old enough to be in school. So, I mean, if you think about it, if a kid doesn't go into school, there's, like, no way of really tracking kids.
Right. That's
They
what I
just
was
kinda
asking.
fall
I was like,
through
how
the
come
cracks.
there's no record for school for this?
Yeah.
The kid was probably right at that age where...
This is his phone. It's a Wi-Fi only phone. So
That's his phone?
probably his or the new girlfriend. So
Well, that's good.
she wanted a lawyer.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, but everything's okay.
Right. She'll, the thing is, you hope she comes in for like a proffer or something like that, if that's what she decides to do. So
He's such a scumbag, man.
School officials had no record of her attending any local school. There were no recent medical visits in her name, no confirmed current addresses, no reliable, recent sightings, just scattered memories and unanswered questions. He gave one timeline, others gave a different one. Dates shifted, details changed. At one point, he claimed she had gone to live with her mother, then with other family members. But when investigators looked into that, no one had her. No relatives, no friends, no one. It wasn't just that she was missing. It was that it seemed like an entire story had been built to cover her absence. And with every new contradiction, the truth felt further away, until investigators had to face the possibility no one wanted to think about, that Harmony hadn't just vanished recently, she'd been gone a long time, much longer than anyone had admitted. As the timeline collapsed, the pressure started to rise, not just on investigators, but on the one person who held most of the answers, her father. At first, he tried to distance himself from the questions. Short replies, no detail, no clear explanations. But the more inconsistencies detectives uncovered, the harder it became for him to keep everything straight, because one story can only hold when no one checks the facts. And now, every fact was being checked. When he claimed she was living with family, those relatives were contacted. None of them had seen her. When he claimed she had moved out of state, that lead was followed. No records, no proof. Each answer created another dead end, another false trail, and slowly, the story he had built over years started collapsing in on itself. At the same time, public attention started to grow. Once it became clear that this child had been missing for around 2 years before anyone reported it, people were outraged. Her face was shared, her name spread, searches began, tips poured in from multiple states, not because of a detailed roadmap from authorities, but because people saw what had happened and refused to ignore it. After months of dead ends, something finally changed. Not because of a single dramatic discovery, not because of a sudden confession on day one, but because the lies started to crack. The stories that once lined up no longer did. People who had stayed quiet before started rethinking what they knew, what they'd been told, what they'd seen. And when investigators went back over their statements, details didn't match anymore. Locations didn't line up, timelines drifted. Key moments were suddenly remembered differently. That's when they realized they had been relying on a version of events that was never true to begin with. And once that door opened, they didn't stop. They retraced old steps. They rechecked places that had already been cleared. They reviewed records that once seemed unimportant. Places that once looked ordinary now felt significant. Times that once seemed minor became critical. And slowly, a clearer picture started to form, not just of where Harmony might have been, but of when everything truly changed. Because there is always a point in cases like this, a moment where a child stops being present in someone's life and instead becomes part of a story meant to cover their absence. And once investigators started identifying that moment, the entire case shifted. The focus wasn't just about finding her anymore. It became about understanding what happened during the time everyone else missed. Behind the scenes, evidence and testimony would later reveal something even darker, that Harmony had been killed in December 2019 when her father repeatedly struck her in the head while they were in a car, and that her body was moved and concealed before being disposed of months later. Her remains have never been found.
Court documents released today reveal horrific new details in the case of Harmony Montgomery. The search for the missing 5-year-old from New Hampshire captured the attention of people around the country. Ultimately, Harmony was declared dead, and prosecutors accused her father, Adam Montgomery, of killing her. The new documents detail how and when Harmony allegedly died and what happened to her body. We want to warn you, the details are disturbing.
New information's been released in the death of Harmony Montgomery, and we do want to warn you, some of the details are graphic. An arrest affidavit for her father, Adam Montgomery, reveals how prosecutors believe the little girl died. Montgomery's estranged wife, Kayla, told investigators that in 2019, Adam hit his daughter after she had had an accident in the car. She also said that he put Harmony's body in bags and coolers, and over the next few months moved them to several different locations until March 2020, when he finally rented a U-Haul to dispose of the girl's remains.
Harmony Montgomery was murdered in Manchester in early December of 2019. At this point, while Harmony's remains have not yet been located, we do have multiple sources of investigative information, including just recently confirmed biological evidence, that have led us to this difficult and tragic conclusion. As a result, today I am announcing that this is now officially a homicide investigation.
Once the cracks formed, investigators pushed harder.
Second-degree assault charge, what is this referring to?
Well, that's what we want to talk to you about.
Well, explain to me what, if I'm being charged with it, what the hell am I being charged with it for?
Well, your daughter had some injuries that you know about when you lived on Guilford Street.
No, I do not. What are you referring to?
Well, you were there, I wasn't, right?
Well, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to her having some good marks.
What are you referring to?
Marks that were left on her by you.
Absolutely not. I have nothing else to say.
Like, we talked about how we were worried about your daughter the other day, right?
Okay.
You remember that conversation?
I remember that conversation, but right off the rip, with the way you're approaching the conversation, you guys are completely out of line, so.
Me?
Yeah.
Do I? In the time that you've known me, which
what you just said to me, you guys are completely out of line.
Okay, but so explain to me, how are we out of line?
I have nothing to explain.
Okay, but wouldn't you rather explain it so we can make sense of it than just have other people's side of the story? Like, you want to defend yourself and like this picture people are painting of you, now's your chance, man. Defend.
Whose side of the story? Who's telling you these things?
People that were close to you.
Obviously not.
Well, maybe at the time, maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that reward on the news, right?
No, I did not.
Do you know that the reward is about $40,000 to find where your daughter is right now?
Okay.
When you start throwing money around like that, people come out of the woodwork that you would never expect to do.
Okay.
So, like I said, when I talked to you a few days ago...
Can I have another cigarette?
Sure. I kind of told you this thing was going to get a lot bigger.
That's not right.
And we wanted to get ahead of it.
But you're sitting there telling me that, right off the rip, that there was something wrong with my daughter because of me. No, that's bullshit.
Okay.
They went back over statements, rechecked timelines, compared what was said with what could actually be proven, and that's when the story finally started to shift.
What are you referring to?
Your daughter had a mark on her face that people, multiple people, have told us was inflicted by you.
Multiple people that weren't even living with us at the time.
Well, there was enough people that had spoken about it.
Yeah.
people share knowledge of what they know.
So somebody, you telling him, and then he tells you, and then he tells you, so something that just
No,
gets
it's-
passed down the line.
It's yeah, I'm not talking about like a game of telephone here. I'm saying that people say a story and then the details kind of fill themselves in, like corroborate. Do you know what the word corroborate means?
Of course I do.
Okay. So what time did DCYF get involved with you guys? Like, were they over there often, or was it just like a certain period of time? Or
They were there every single day. The police showed up every single day, saying they did because that's what it was. That's what it was due. That's what it was due to. So Kevin moved out because between me and my wife and Kevin, we were supposed to like pay the bills, keep the heat on, the gas on, whatever. Well, Kevin was supposed to pay the electric bill. He didn't pay the electric bill. Me and my wife, I picked my wife from work and showed up at home. They were shutting the electricity off. So me and Kevin got into an argument about not paying the bill.
Yeah.
And he took his shit and moved out. And then so the next day, or 2 days later, something like that, I don't know, DCYF showed up and the police showed up because they said that we were unfit to have the children at the house because there was no electricity in the house.
Okay.
But we had a generator running, we had the fridge hooked up to it, there was food in the fridge, everything was fine. The police showed up, seen that the kids was fine, there was nothing wrong with them. The DCYF showed up and they left.
And was that like summer, fall? Like when was that?
I want to say maybe spring, going into summer maybe.
Oh, okay. So like, you guys hadn't been there for too long then.
6 months or so.
Okay.
People who had once repeated the same version of events began giving different answers. Small changes at first, then bigger ones. Dates that used to be certain suddenly weren't. Places that were definitely where she was could no longer be confirmed because the truth had never been properly told. It had been held together by fear, pressure, and silence.
Why is it that you refuse to talk about her every time we bring her up?
Because you guys are just sitting here beating a bush. It's over and over. You guys asked me what happened the other day. I told you what happened.
You wouldn't tell us the other day.
You guys talked to me the other day. I explained to him what happened the other day, and now it was just a charade. Yep. No, don't worry about it. You're not under arrest, and I'll come up with some bullshit.
We didn't arrest you.
No, the other day. No, but then you had a SWAT team roll up on me and the D-Techs follow me around for the last 3 days.
Yeah, people are coming out of the woodwork. That's what we're trying to tell you. Like, we don't want you to be painted as a monster. We want you to maybe explain yourself a little bit and give us some side of your story. We have nothing. We have just what we're hearing from people. $40,000 to drag a lot of people out, whether you believe you're your friends or not.
No, I bet
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know it is. Absolutely it is.
That's what we're trying to get. Now's your time. Like, you keep locking up on us. You don't want to tell us anything about her.
No, I got nothing else to say.
I think you care
about all my kids.
Right. But the one I care the most about is your daughter, Harmony. And we have people around the clock calling into us, giving us tips from all over the country because they care too to try to find where she is. My only goal, which I told you the other day, is to make sure that she's safe. I don't want you to get tied into something if you didn't do anything wrong. My job is not to jam somebody up for something that they didn't do wrong. And if you can tell me that you didn't do anything wrong, then I want to believe you because, dude, I've met you now a few times. I helped you out when you were at the hospital when you were having a meltdown. You told me about your kids. I sat there and I talked to you. Dude, I could have tased you right there, and I didn't do that because I saw deep down inside that you were hurting and that I wanted to help you. Right now, all I'm trying to do is help your daughter. I want to bring her home, and I can't do that without your help. Dude, I can't do that without your help. Help, hey, can you look at me? Help me, please. That's all I'm asking for. I can't sleep until I know that she's okay. And I know that you know where she is or what happened to her, but I can't do it without your help. And if you don't want to look like this animal, because I don't think you are. Not that I don't think you are, I know you aren't. But I can only do so much for you, man.
I know.
I'm begging you to help me. Because as much as you're hurting inside, I'm also hurting inside, and I don't know how you can sleep at night, because I'm sure it's eating the shit out of you. Am I wrong?
No, it's eating me apart. I know I'm not seeing my wife, I'm not seeing my kids. You guys are just playing games. Like, this is just...
Dude, but I'm not trying...
We're not trying to play games again,
Good. Like, telling my wife and kids that I'm not allowed to see my wife and kids. Like,
but dude, that was a mistake from some court paperwork that hadn't been updated. So like I said, I apologize for that.
But it was updated. DCYF told them.
No. This was some like DV paperwork I'm talking about.
But I'm talking about DCYF already told us multiple times that there was no contact order.
Maybe through DCYF, but
it could have been through DCYF.
Yeah.
So let's forget about it.
Right,
You've seen your wife and kids over the last how many days, right?
I haven't seen them in the last I haven't seen my kids in the last 2 days, 3 days.
Okay. You're always going to be their father? Declan, Seamus, and then Sierra, right? Kiera. And then there's Harmony.
I got nothing else to say. That's it. That's it, guys. I got nothing else to say.
Can you make me a promise? Like, man to man? Can you tell me that she's alive?
You're gonna play the same word games that you played with me the other day.
No, it's not word games.
I got nothing else
Because we
to
care,
say.
man. We want to know.
This isn't gonna go anywhere. Like, this isn't gonna stop. So
No, I know it's not.
So either get on the bus now or get run over.
Well, I got nothing else to say.
Why is it you have so much trouble talking about Harmony?
Guys, I got nothing else to say. I want a lawyer with me.
From there, what they uncovered wasn't a mystery about where a child had simply gone. It was a story about what happens when abuse goes unnoticed and silence fills the gaps. When all the timelines were finally laid out, when every version of events had been tested, one reality became impossible to avoid.
Harmony Montgomery by her own father, Adam Montgomery, after having a bathroom accident in the car they were living in. Kayla Montgomery telling investigators they were evicted from their Guilford Street home around Thanksgiving in 2019. Adam was hitting her over potty training regularly. Their 2 young boys were sitting in the back seat with Harmony on December 7th when she had one last accident.
In the end, Harmony's story wasn't resolved by luck. It wasn't solved by chance. It was moved forward because the lies eventually became too heavy to hide, too many contradictions, too many pieces that no longer fit. And when everything finally came together in court, it revealed something far more painful than a mystery.
I could have had a meaningful life and a led opportunity through drugs, but I loved my daughter unconditionally, and I did not kill her.
As to charge ID 193-794-7C, charging the defendant, Adam Montgomery, with the crime of second-degree. Do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. Not just a missing child, but a child who had been failed over and over again before she was ever officially reported gone. By the people who ignored the warning signs, by the systems that trusted the wrong voices, by everyone who should have looked closer, sooner. Harmony didn't disappear overnight. She disappeared in silence, in missed reports, in unanswered calls, in assumptions that "she's fine" was good enough. And her story stands as a reminder of one simple truth. Children don't just vanish from the world. They're lost when the world stops paying attention.